How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby. I am the host of this group, The Spiritual Artist, and this is my show. Welcome to the replay. If you're watching in the replay, then go ahead, do me a favor, and I always say do me a favor, like hey, please, can you do this thing for me? Do me a favor and let me know that you're here. Put it in the comments that you're here in the replay, hashtag replay. You don't have to use a hashtag. They don't really mean anything. It's just, I don't know why I say that. Anyway, put something really cool to let me know that you're there. And apparently now the new thing is that everybody writes books in the comments. So go ahead and just write an essay, just because I will read it, and that'll be fun. Mikey's here. Good evening. What's up, buddy? And hi, replay. You're not in the replay, whoever that is. Who is that? That is Mary. Mary, hi. This is not the replay. You're live. Hey, Mary. Oh, I got your message, by the way. I'll check that out. Thank you. Yeah, no, Mary, you're not in the replay. I said put replay, but I was talking to replay people. So, Mary, did you hit the eCam link? Because you're not showing up on the thing, but that's okay. Okay, I'm just going to wait another minute. Or not a minute, just a few seconds. And what do you call it? Woohoo, live action. Who's that? No one's showing up today. Oh, that's still you. Mary, do me a favor. If you're going to comment, write Mary and then write your comment. This way I don't have to, I'll just see that it's you. And Amy is here. Hello, sunshiny people everywhere. Welcome to the book club. Hello, Amy. Hope you're doing great. Okay, I'm going to get started. You ready? Let's go. Identity. I was going to do brand, but I decided to change it and not. So it's pretty much the same spiel that I was going to do. I just kind of changed the focus a little tiny bit. Because I don't really need to tell you this part. Anyway, yesterday I was talking about fans, like presenting your art to your fans, your true fans, and because that helps you be more authentic to yourself. If you are being authentic to yourself and creating what you actually want to create, then the people that you attract around you are going to be true fans because they're the only ones who are going to like it. And if you're creating stuff for people who like something that you don't like creating, well, now you're just making stuff to make them happy, and you don't like it. And that's not sustainable. That's not good, right? So I want to talk about identity. Identity is sort of a role that we play. It's how other people see you, right? And it can also be how you see yourself. And identity can be any of the ways that we check off all the boxes. It could be your name, your ethnicity, your sexuality, your gender, your affiliations, right? All of these things that we are. And it can also be, I am an artist, right? So that's another identity, a role, a hat that we wear. We literally check these boxes in the world, right? Anytime you fill out a form or anything, there are all these boxes you have to check to put yourself into a category that other people can use to give you an identity. And each person each person that interacts with you has their own vision of what your identity is based on their interactions with you. And then when you kind of combine all of those things, because you're probably similar in different interactions with different people, then sort of the conglomeration of all of those ways that people think of you becomes the overall identity that you have. And the way I say this in business is that a brand is what people think of you, right? If we're talking about your business or a company, and then it has to do with their interactions with you. So they'll interact with you, they'll buy something from you, you'll sell them something, you'll do a good job, you'll do a bad job, whatever happens, that mental image that they get of having done anything with you becomes your brand. Well, it's the same thing in the real world. I meet you on the street, we have lunch, or we don't, or I see your Facebook lives or whatever. I get a mental image of you, and that becomes your identity or your brand in my mind. And then lots of people might have different but maybe similar interactions because you're probably the same person kinda with everybody, and then that whole thing sort of becomes the energy around your identity, and the energy that they perceive of who you are is your identity. And the key word there is perceive, because in order to be perceived, something has to be presented, right? You can't perceive something that's not in front of you. So in order for people to perceive what they see your identity as, something has to be presented to them. And that something is you. You are presenting yourself to them. It's your, see, that's the point here, is that we have the power to decide what our identity is going to be and then present that. And so, I understand that there are certain things, even some of the words that I said in the beginning of this, there are a lot of pressures from society to fit in certain boxes, and pressures from society to not put yourself in certain boxes. And I happen to be in all the best boxes. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm white, I'm healthy, I'm heterosexual, I'm American, and I'm a man. It does not get easier than that. It really doesn't, and I know it. So it's easy for me to be like, just be yourself, and who cares what other people think. I understand that there are people who are not those things, or not all of those things even. And it can be very disheartening and hard, which is why I want this place to be a safe space to put out a different identity than the one that you feel forced to put out. But at the same time, there's a sort of a part of us that complies in a way and to those check boxes that society puts on us, because we have the ability to create the energy within ourselves that becomes contagious. The energy becomes contagious. And whether you still play the game, because we have to go out and live in 3D world land, right? I have to pay my bill. I have to deal with this client. I have to do things. And sometimes you have to present yourself a certain way that you don't really want to, but we still have the ability to privately be the thing that we are, and that we know in our hearts that we are, to just be that and to feel that. And you can meditate on it, you could do all of your energy work, and you could just focus and focus and focus. And the universe will provide that. The universe will provide that. I truly and honestly believe that. And not because I was born what I am and it's easier for me in those respects, but because that's just how it works. We believe that it's limitless, and yet we sometimes feel like we're stuck in these boxes that other people created for us. But I truly wonder, and I understand the irony of somebody like me saying this, because I don't feel forced into boxes. So I'm tiptoeing around my words, but my message is, stop being stop being a baby about it and just be what you want to be, because I understand that that's not that easy to do. It's a simple rule, but it isn't easy to do, but there is nothing in the universe that is stopping you from going into yourself and telling yourself, I am this, and just being it for yourself. And I guess that's my message, is that it doesn't matter whatever you have to, if you leave the room and you go out and you talk to another human being and now you have to put on this facade for whatever reason, there is nothing in the universe that can stop you from, in your mind, saying, yeah, I'm bullshitting you, this ain't it, I'm this. You don't have to flaunt it to anyone else but yourself, but you have to flaunt it to yourself. And I guess that is my point. And we as artists, and I'm going to say this again because it's one of my favorite things to talk about, we as artists have a secret weapon, and that is art. Because even the artists who feel like they have to live, maybe they have relationships where they need to put themselves in weird boxes or something like that, or play a role or be an identity that isn't authentic. Our art can be an expression of that authenticity, and it can be a way that we examine or experiment with that authenticity, because maybe it's confusing, maybe you're not sure what it is, but you can play with it in art, and you can whatever your thing is, you can create things that sort of express it in different ways, and you never know what's going to show up and say, oh, look at that, that's it, that's me, that's That's what I've been looking for. Again, I understand that it's so easy for a white guy to just be like, just be yourself. I know. But you gotta. And I don't know how else to say it. So I hope you know where this is coming from. And I'm going to go to the comments. So let's see what we got today. Mikey's here, and Mary's here, and Amy's here, and Marsha's here. Hi, Bobby. And one more comment from Amy. There are only two boxes for me. Either people are good or not. I stay near the good ones and not so near the not so good ones. There is no easy for anyone anymore. All right, I'm going to take those separately. I stay near the good ones and not so near the not so good ones. That's great. If you could do that, that's great. I mean, obviously, sometimes you have someone in your life that is annoying and you can't get away from them. It's your boss or your coworker or your mother-in-law or whatever. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter who it is. There are relationships and there are things where we play certain roles and have certain identities. But again, there's nothing stopping you from reminding yourself, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is who I am. And I guess what my point was is that you will create energy from that will spill out. You don't ever have to get in someone's face and tell them, this is who I am, damn it. It doesn't have to be confrontational or anything. Your energy will just make it clear energetically, even not linguistically, nothing written on the walls. You know what I mean? It's just, we all understand energy. But most people don't understand that we understand energy. They don't know it. But we do. And you can figure it out with your art. You can figure it out in your energy work. You can figure it out in your meditation. And then just practice feeling it and practice feeling it and practice feeling it. And eventually, over time, and to my chagrin, I am learning that sometimes it takes longer time than I wish that it would. But the people around you will put themselves into the correct categories to fit you, rather than you having to put yourself into a category to fit them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There is no easy for anyone anymore. I know what you're saying, and I appreciate you saying that, but I got it easy. Let's just face it. Mikey, I was always told, especially by record company A&R guys, that they couldn't categorize me, identify me. That may have stood in the way of my commercial success, but I thought it was their job to brand me, not mine. I was to be evolving, ever-changing creator, and that's fine. I am who I am. I hear what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying, because that's one of the first things they say in music. This goes back to what I was saying. Was it yesterday or the day before? Where compare, I think it was yesterday, because I was saying, like, with Hector, he makes this steampunk stuff. There is no mainstream steampunk art showcase. People don't get in the car and turn on the radio and listen to the newest steampunk things, right? It's just not mainstream enough. But music is just universal. It's just everybody. Oh, you're a musician. Have you ever played anything that I know? Can you do any Billy Joel songs? And it's like that's not even close to what I do. And so, and when you're a musician and you're putting yourself out there, the first thing people want to know is, and Mikey, you could probably guess this question: who do you sound like? Oh my God, I hate that question. I used to get that question all the time. Who do you sound like? I sound like me, all right? Shut up. Go away. I don't feel like categorizing myself to you. But when you say I sound like me, everyone goes, oh, you're one of them. Because nobody wants to hear that. They just want to know what you sound like so that they can tick you off in a box somewhere. And otherwise, they think you're just a pretentious, pompous ass. And they're probably not wrong, but, what are you going to do? And who's that? That's Mary. Be you, and the light inside will shine to the right people and path. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. I could have just gotten up here and said that and none of this other stuff, and I'd have been fine. So, so that's it. So, in conclusion, be you, and the light inside will shine to the right people and path. if only I could have memorized that and then just said it instead of having to read it so oddly like that. That would have been cooler. But anyway, thanks, Mary, for that. All right, guys, that sounds like it's it for me. This was a quick one, which is sometimes good. It's late. And I thank you for your time and for hanging out with me. And tomorrow we will do something else. I got a poll going in the group. It's in the announcements. If you just go right to the homepage of the group, it should be right in front of your face when you go there in the announcements. Do me a favor, if you have not yet, please help me out with that poll and let me know what you think in there. It's just a topics poll. And bonus points for anybody who does gives me some context in the comments as to what you're thinking. Mary, thanks, Bob. Oh, thank you, Mary. You're welcome. All right, guys, Mary, you can have the booby prize today since you are the last comment, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks very much. Have a great night.